What's going on, guys? We're back in Arma 3, and today what we're going to be doing is a quick tutorial on how I got my HOTAS to play nice with Arma 3. Now, I fly with an X55, Cytec X55 Rhino. I believe on Newegg it goes for a couple $100. I call it the poor man's Warthog because it's basically the most, in my opinion, unless you like the CH Fighter 6 or something like that, it's one of the most feature-rich sticks that you can get without, dropping $500 on a Warthog, which is like, the Warthog is cream of the crop. It's best of the best. It's, in my opinion, the best HOTAS you can get for any kind of flight sim, combat flight sim. I mean, if you're doing like Microsoft Flight Simulator, you've got you can do the yokes and the throttle quadrants and all that stuff. But we want to be combat aviators. We don't mess around with the yokes. So we use joysticks, and that's just how it is. So the way, let me pop into the controls real quick. The way Arma is set up, and it's a little frustrating. See, X55 Rhino, X55 throttle, track IR. So the way planes and helicopters differ, and it's very frustrating, but unfortunately it's just how it has to be. Cyclic, no, I want collective. So collective raise and collective lower analog. So I have my minus axis on raise, which is me pushing forward, and collective lower analog on the plus axis, which is me pulling back on the stick. Now, when I go to plane movement, my analog thrust only has one axis, X minus. And the problem is the X minus axis only starts at 50% physical throttle. So in a perfect world, we would have an advanced flight model for jets, an advanced flight model for helos, but still have the sensor overhaul. The devs have said that they basically had a choice. We can either improve the flight dynamics for the jets, or we can do a sensor overhaul that will affect every vehicle, air, ground, sea vehicle, everything. So every vehicle now has this sensor that I'm flashing on and off over here on the right side of my screen. Every vehicle has that now, which is amazing. Helicopters, tanks, anti-air, jets, planes, everything has the radar sensor array. So I would have rather had the sensor array over the flight model, but in a perfect world I'd like to have both. But I'm just a whiny gamer. Anyway, back to the point of this video. I'm going to kick the engines on. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I've adjusted my levels a little bit to where you should still be able to hear me after the engine gets spun up. It's looking like the levels are pretty good. So, kick my track IR back on. So right now, I'm moving my throttle up and down. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm moving it up and down on the physical throttle. It won't start to read me applying power until I clear 50% physical throttle, which is really kind of crappy. It's not ideal. It's not what we want. Like right now, I'm at about 55%. And I know that because the Rhino actually has markings from 0 to 100, and then it has a little bit of overpower. So if I had the ability and I was good at coding, I would be able to basically use afterburner. I'm just going to go in the air, a little circle here. And it looks like they've also fixed, Dan, if I look down here, you look at the, and I'm diving, that's not good. So if you look down here, the up flaps, if I drop my flaps to takeoff flaps, you see that indicator's now at 50, and now I'm on landing flaps and it's at full. Used to, that animation wasn't working correctly. So it's really cool that they got that sorted out. So what I'm gonna do is going to put my hook down, and I'm going to drop my gear. And God bless them, they even updated, sharp turn. They even updated the landing cross, the ILS landing cross here. And I have a analog brake, so as I rotate one of the knobs in, it's actually giving me an analog brake, which is pretty cool. I highly recommend, even for jets, it's still fun for jets to use a HOTAS. Not quite as realistic or fancy, I will say, as flying a helos with the rotor lib enabled, but you know, can't have it all. I'm off to the left, off target to the left just slightly. Actually, it might be reading off of the wrong air strip, whatever. I'm pretty well on target. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lock my track IR. Because sometimes it's a little hard to see. Don't want to run into the back of the boat. That's bad. Hitting the back of the boat is bad. Nailed it. Sweet. That's the first good carrier landing I've had in a while. So, now, I'm going to raise my hook. Should already be on. Up, I mean. Alright, yeah. I'm going to taxi over here, get off the runway. Try not to run into another jet. Hold my wings, though. Park right here on the elevator. Ooh, that was almost bad. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop out of the game. I'm gonna go into my my mapping software, and I'm gonna show you guys how I set up my throttle quadrant or throttle mapping or whatever to work for me. The Rhino has a little bit different. Let me turn the engine off. The Rhino has a slightly different mapping software than the rest of the Mad Catz or Cyborg, Cytec line, whatever you want to call it, and I'm sure that the Warthog has an even different mapping system still. So please bear with me. It's a case-by-case basis, so hopefully the information that I put out will give you enough resources to kind of tinker in with your mapping software and get it sorted out. So without further ado, again, we're going to jump out of the game, and we will get into the software. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, so here we are, back once again. Don't mind all these little stupid, I don't even know if you can see these little UI markers. This is my mapping software here. When you go into the home, it looks like this. You have programming, settings, support. Programming I don't do a whole lot with. The only thing that I've done is I've mapped the hat switch, so this guy right here, to the mouse, and I'm also going to do that for this guy. Mouse Y-axis, we'll put you on mouse X, put you on mouse Y, and then if I go to test, I can move the mouse around. There, okay. And I want to save this as, crying out loud, save as, call this Arma 3 jet, because I'll probably also design a what's usually better is, at least for the mapping software, is to leave your controls at default in the game and then use the mapping software to actually basically mimic those key presses. But I'm just too lazy to do that. It's just how I am. Deal with it. I can mess with the LED brightness, which I know you guys really can't see. But it is kind of cool that I can crank the LED brightness up or down. Now, this is how I get my throttles to work correctly. here. Okay, so I have throttle 1 and throttle 2. The reason I have two throttles is because, let me come over here. I have the throttle 1, throttle 2. There's a little clicker over here. You can kind of see it here. You can also see it right here. This actual, it'll unlock the two throttles, and I can have two independent throttles. Like if I'm flying a Warthog, for example, you can have two independent throttles, which is again kind of cool. So I usually mess with throttle 1. That's just me. So this is 0, this is 50, that's 1,000, 100%. So the way I got Arma to play nice is I went over here to XY sat. I don't know what sat means, and I set it to 500. No, sorry. Let me reset. Undo. It was the Y sat. I set that to 500. Yeah. So now, I know it looks strange, but basically, now when I'm at 50%, it looks strange here. I know. I get it. But I promise. So now, got it. Now that I've applied, 0 is where the game is going to read as x minus 0, if that makes sense. And if any of this doesn't make sense, please let me know in the comments. I'm happy to clear anything up. This is really my first proper tutorial on anything, especially Arma related. So just bear with me. If you have any questions, let me know. But basically the way this is working now is when I've got the throttle pulled all the way back, it's now reading at 50% in Arma. So as I push forward, I'm at 50% now, and now we're in the middle. When I go to 100, boom, there's 100%. Now if I really wanted to, I could probably set this to like 900. Sorry, I'm in the dark and I don't have a backlit keyboard, so let me apply that. Now 0's here. As I push forward, my 100%. No, never mind. What I want to do here, if I wanted that full thing, is to apply a slight J curve. Now I'll hit 100% a little early. Let's see how that works. So let's pop back into the game and see, now that we've gone through this, we're going to pop back into the game and see how this curvature is now going to behave. Throttle 2. You can actually disable the throttles. I can't remember how. Got rotary 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've got 4 rotaries on the throttle, which is kind of tight. Can't remember how to disable the throttle. Alright, I'll see you guys back in game. Peace. Alright guys, we're back in game, and for this, let me start over. Words are really hard sometimes. For this part of the tutorial, we're going to put proof to practice here of the throttle stuff that I just did. So, before we do that, just real quick on carrier landings, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Ideally, In real life, aviators try to hit the third wire, but if you hit 1, 2, or 4, as long as you get on the deck of the ship, you're fine, honestly. And the reason there are 4 is because just in case one breaks, you've got 3 more to catch you. So sometimes the editor does that. It'll put the jet like deep inside the boat. It's hilarious. So here it is, the moment of truth. Let's kick the engines on, let them spool up, and then quiet down, and then we will get back in the air and either confirm or not the things that I just did, whether or not they work. Kick my track IR back on. So now keep an eye in the top left corner of my screen. As I'm at 0. I'm at full 0 on the on my physical throttle. So as I push forward, you see, if I just barely nudge it a little bit, I'm at 3%. I come up, 50% on my actual throttle is right here, and that's 50% on the that's 50% in the game. So the reason I wasn't going very fast is because I had my brakes applied. So initiate launch sequence. We'll go ahead and push full throttle. Boom, we are in the sky. And what's really cool is now that my radar is on, it's actually showing scanning. I don't know if anything, I doubt anything is going to show up on there, but it's still pretty cool that it's there. Did our little lap here. We'll go full flaps. Flaps are down. Down here, put the hook down. So they actually showed me how many rounds I have, which is cool. If I come in here, I've got my AMRAM selected. Those 4 are gone. I've got my 4 air to grounds. Bye. I've got my 2 IR missiles. Boom, goodbye. And I've got 2 bombs. Goodbye. So they've tricked out the ooh, I'm upside down. And I'm diving. Oh boy. We're okay. We're okay. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't make anybody too nauseous. They've really upped the res on the landing cross too. Look at that. It's so pretty. Climb right down a skosh. Feather the throttle a little bit, get myself into straight and level flight. You can see over there on my radar contact I got something off of my starboard nose, no, port nose. I see you, helicopter. When I'm landing, I usually select laser marker just because it's the cleanest UI. There's no way to take the gun sight off, so I just go to laser marker only for the simple fact that it cleans up the UI. So it looks like 275 angle of attack, 275 speed. That's the magic number. 270 to 275. That's where they want you to land. Off to the left, just a smidgen. Let's try to course correct, emergency course correct here. Go. It says I'm off to the right. That's okay. We're okay. Brakes. Down. Boom. Got it. Fold wings and taxi off of the active. In real life, I believe what you would do is come around and actually just taxi yourself either to an elevator, or they would bring a tow truck out and they would tow you to an elevator, drop you into the hangar where they would conduct whatever maintenance they needed to do. So elevator. Apparently must be a speed threshold for the flaps up engine. Excuse me. There must be a speed threshold to unfold the wings, because I folded them up and they automatically unfolded. So anyway, I'll lock my track here so I don't make you guys nauseous. I hope you guys enjoyed and got something out of this short video tutorial. Should be about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, if you like it, show me some love in the comments. Hit that like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in the friendly skies after May 16th. Peace.